raw fish just hits a little bit different, okay? I'm like the dog that's in the fire. Everything is fine.
I didn't think it was gonna be that good.
It's so hard. God. So it's day 1 of the vegan challenge, and I might have failed already. I don't know. But I have this like pre-workout that I use, and I'm just like, you know, it's like a routine thing. I like get up in the morning, getting ready for my exercise. I'm gonna, you know, drink some pre-workout, and then I'm drinking, and I'm like, is this vegan? No, I feel like it is vegan because there's just sweeteners and like not protein, caffeine. So, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna assume it's vegan, and if it's not, I already failed. It's not going well, guys. I was like, I'm gonna fix myself some breakfast, so I'm gonna have some Cheerios with soy milk, because the soy milk is definitely vegan, but why did I think Cheerios was vegan? It literally called Honey Nut Cheerios. Why did I not think that they had honey in it? To be fair, I was like, maybe it has honey flavoring, and oh god, I almost ate the Cheerios. I almost like broke day 1 already. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eat like some rice with kimchi, because, you know, kimchi's a vegetable. Tell me why there's fish sauce in the kimchi. I can't eat that either. Why is this so hard? Okay, so then I ended up actually eating some brown rice with some steamed vegetables, and I made like a really interesting miso soup with literally just miso, and then I tried to use mushrooms as like a base broth and some leftover seaweed. Wasn't that good, to be honest, so yeah. And then I seasoned my rice with some sesame oil and soy sauce. Honestly, not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. So, my mom just came back from grocery shopping, and look what she bought. She bought honey quail. If you guys never had quail, it's kind of pigeon, it's kind of like chicken, and it's so good. I am so sad. I really want one right now. So for dinner, I had kind of like a Mexican inspired dinner. I tried to make some Mexican rice, which is kind of mushy, some black beans, I steamed some corn, and then I had some corn tortillas on the side. And then for a drink, I had San Pellegrino. Thank God that's vegan. So I didn't film this because I got way too excited, but I made like a vegan mug cake. Yeah, obviously delicious because I finished it. I'll try to find the recipe that I followed. Morning, guys. It is day 2. I literally just woke up. It's like 6:30 a.m. I made my coffee and sad can't use creamer, cannot use this, so I'm gonna use some soy milk. And I'm thinking about what I should have for breakfast today. I'm guessing oatmeal. I really want to try the baked oats, but I don't know if I have time, and also you have to blend it, and it's like 6:30 a.m. aka the rest of my family is still sleeping, so I think baked oats is out of
out of the list of what I can eat for now. Maybe I'll make oatmeal. I'm not like the biggest fan of oatmeal though. Like, I don't really like the texture, and it's like you have to add like a shit ton of things to make it good. And it's just like, can it be good by itself? I know, I'm just complaining. Okay, gonna make coffee. Well, hello friends. I changed this. It's getting cold, but I decided to eat oatmeal. I put it in the microwave and it kind of exploded in the microwave. I don't know how you mess up oatmeal, but I did. Because that's just me. But anyways, I think I add some PB2 powder, which is just basically like a peanut butter powder, some vegan chocolate chips, and a banana. So, yeah. How are you guys today? I've been fine. Like, just been working. If you guys didn't know, I know I look 12, but I'm actually like 23, and I have a big girl job, and I work like a 9 to 5. And today I'm going into the office actually to get some work done. It's like half remote, half in person, but really it is based on your schedule, like what you want to do. So if you need to come in, you should, but if you don't need to come in, you could just work in person, just as long as you have something to do, which is really nice. But I just find myself, it's like getting harder and harder to wake up and go to work. It's just like I have zero motivation, like zero. Like sometimes, and I'm like the type of person who gets like, when I start thinking about what I need to do, I get anxiety, and then I just don't do it, but then that builds up more anxiety because I'm not doing it and not finishing it, and then I just lay down in distress. Yeah, definitely not healthy, but I put too much chocolate chips. Well, it's fine. I think I'm gonna eat this banana separately because I'm too lazy to cut it up. And I don't need to cut it up. Like, who am I trying to impress? You guys? I guess I should cut it up. No. Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna watch some YouTube while I eat my oatmeal, and I will see you guys when lunchtime comes. But lunchtime is basically what I ate yesterday for dinner. So it was the rice and beans and the corn. So I probably won't film that. Also, I'm eating in the lab, so me filming, my coworkers, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is she doing? And they're gonna look at me strange. So probably won't film lunch, but just so you guys know, it was yesterday's dinner. So yeah.
Then I had some watermelon as a snack. Honestly, I probably could eat watermelon every day of my life. It is the best. So for dinner, I tried my hand at making kind of like a vegan pad thai, because to my knowledge, I think pad thai usually, I don't know if it has meat, but usually to season the dish itself, they use fish sauce, but obviously cannot use that. But basically, I chopped up a bunch of veggies, so I added some peppers, carrots, mushrooms, which you'll see later in this video, I'm sure. And you know, you can judge me on my terrible knife skills. I am not offended whatsoever. And yeah, oh, and I think I chopped up some zucchini as well, and green onions, and then I'll show you how I made the sauce. It's really cool because they actually use maple syrup, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of genius. And yeah, turned out pretty dang good. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit peanut buttery, and overall, I was pretty impressed. I might make this again. And like, that's a very strong might, actually. You know what? I will make this again. If I'm not too lazy, of course.
Yummy. I didn't think it was gonna be that good.
So during this vegan challenge, I obviously was cooking my dinner separately from my family, but as an Asian family, they love their veggies. So my mom actually cooked a side of veggies called tong choi with some kind of like fermented bean curd seasoning. It's so good. Like, I just had to eat it. And it's one of my favorite dishes, and thank God it's vegan. And I keep saying that because it's so true. Like, thank God. I think like a strong 50% of what I eat is vegan already. So, woo woo.
Hello everybody. So I didn't get to eat breakfast because just work. I had like a bunch of meetings in the morning and I had to do like some last minute presentations and one pagers and it's just crazy. But I was able to just get a cup of coffee with some soy milk and a little bit of vanilla syrup. Oh my god, it sucks because I'm so used to making coffee with creamer. So I have to stop myself and be like, I need a little bit of sweetness, just a tiny bit. But I think the soy milk and the vanilla syrup definitely does the trick. I don't use too much of the vanilla syrup because it can get kind of like artificial tasting. But yeah, now I'm gonna eat lunch. So it is currently 12 o'clock right now. I'm eating my leftover vegan pad thai. I mean, I don't even know if it's considered pad thai. It's just stir fry noodles. I'm not even gonna call it pad thai because probably is not very far from the I don't know, regular pad thai that I'm used to eating. But anyways, I'm gonna eat that and then I'm gonna watch some YouTube to relax because it has been a hectic morning and I'm just like having anxiety because I'm like, oh my god, I need to do stuff now. I'm like the dog that's in the fire. Everything is fine. It's fine. I'm fine. But anyways, I'm rambling because I just need someone to vent to, man. But anyways, yeah. Gonna eat my lunch. Eating some watermelon. With the chopstick. So good.
Okay, so for dinner, I tried to make these like, what is it, beefless grounds stir fried with some leftover vegetables I had with a side of rice. It was actually pretty good. Texture, I really didn't mind, so excellent.
Bonk. So I know it was gonna come sooner or later that I would start craving some non-vegan things. I think I did pretty well. It's like Thursday, so I was like I'm on a pretty good streak, I would say, in terms of like not craving any like meat or fish, but today I was just like, man, a poke bowl sounds so good right now, and I love raw fish, but I'm just like, I can't eat it. But I have discipline, I have self-discipline, so I ended up finding a poke spot that has like vegan bowls, which is actually very, very common. They just substitute the fish with tofu, but like raw fish just hits a little bit different, okay? But I'm sure this is gonna be good. Let me just show you what it looks like. I don't know what like that purple stuff is. It smells like gingery, I don't know. There's tofu, edamame, avocado, cucumber, and some jalapeno. And then I got some extra sauce on the side. And then I'm gonna be drinking a San Pellegrino dark Morello cherry and pomegranate. But this literally straight up tastes like cough syrup. Like, it's really gross, but I bought like a shit ton, so I have to drink it all. Story of my life. That's always happened to me. Like, I always like buy shit and I'm like, I think it could be good, and then when I eat it I'm like, wow, this sucks. But I bought like a fuck ton because I bought it from Costco. And never buy, like, don't buy experimental things from Costco because you're gonna be left with a lot of freaking stuff. I mean, I still do that. So, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna be complaining. But anyways, I'm gonna eat because it is like 3 o'clock and I have not eaten since like 7 a.m. because work has been kicking my ass, and yeah. Oh, I think there's some radish in here too. Okay, anyways, I'm really hungry, so yeah. Ooh, so yummy. It's so pretty. I kind of don't want to, you know, ruin it. Fuck it.
This outfit makes me like feel like a baby. I'm sure you won't. You didn't behave last night.
Okay, so for dinner we had Chinese takeout, and honestly it was kind of a chore to find something that was vegan. There was like this salt and pepper like tofu dish, but I realized it was egg tofu and I could not eat it, obviously, because it's made out of egg. So I opted for salt and pepper eggplant, and y'all, this eggplant was a total fail. It was super soggy, and the breading on the outside was super stale, and it was so freaking salty. Like, girl, I had to drink a gallon of water right before bed, and then I got up like 10-20 times just to use the bathroom because my bladder is the size of a peanut. And you best believe I ate that whole container of rice. So yeah, it was carb overload that day, but yeah, was not that good. I feel like I literally could have made that on my own and made it like 10 times better. So I think it was, you know, I could have opted for something else, but I was really craving salt and pepper. If you ever go to a Asian restaurant or like a Chinese restaurant, salt and pepper is literally the best thing ever. It is like obviously salty, peppery, but it's also spicy because they add the jalapeno. But yeah, honestly, it looks kind of good, like as I'm doing this voiceover right now, but girl, I know you lying, Queenie. Don't lie. You don't like it. Yeah, like honestly, the best part of it was the rice and the seasoning. That eggplant, whew, was a hot mess. Okay, so I obviously skipped breakfast and I had a huge lunch, and this was my lunch. It was basically rice noodle soup, with a bunch of mushrooms and veggies, and it was so delicious. My mom made it for me, and I loved it. I think this was probably one of the top dishes that I loved as a vegan. So apparently thin mints are vegan, which I'm really excited about. Yes, I'm literally this girl. That's how excited I am about eating thin mint and realizing they're vegan. Yay! Okay, so then I tried my hand at making some vegan brownies, and I'm gonna try, well, past Queenie tried really hard trying to make these aesthetic looking tasty shots of me trying to make this vegan brownie. You're gonna get some really shitty shots. I'm sorry. Just at that point I was so over it. I was like, you know what? It ain't gonna be pretty. It's fine. At least I get to eat the brownies, okay? So I followed actually Rosanna Pansino's vegan brownie recipe, which I'll link down below. Really, really good. It was pretty fudgy and pretty dense, and that's how I like my brownies. So definitely a win. I will say though, it does use a little bit more sugar than I liked. So I did not half, I think I did I cut out some of it, okay? I didn't use all of it that was requested, and it still tasted pretty fine. Because it does use a mixture of white sugar and maple syrup, and the maple syrup itself is already pretty sweet, so that's why I kind of compensated and did my own ratios. But other than that, I followed it to the T, and yeah, it's delicious, and I'll link it down in the description box. This is super good. Hold on. I totally forgot to show you guys. So this is the brownie. I already gave one to my mom, and she really likes it. I'll link the recipe down below. Super soft, super fudgy, and not too sweet. I mean, granted, I did lower the amount of sugar because we're using maple syrup, but I'd say that was a success. So for dinner, I made kind of like a tofu stir fry with some frozen vegetables, and I was planning on eating it with a side of rice, which I didn't film. Okay, so that tofu stir fry wasn't that good. I mean, to be honest, I can't even say if it was good or bad because it just tasted like nothing. So I wanted a different dinner, so I basically looked at what I had in the fridge and what I had in my pantry, and I was like, let me just make like a really simple sushi roll with cucumber and avocado. And then I did eat a little bit of the
tofu stir fry in addition to that, just because I don't want to waste the food. But yeah, and yeah, you're gonna see my really bad rolling skills, my really bad sushi making skills, and I don't really care because I know I suck at it. So I couldn't really film okay, I skipped breakfast again, but I couldn't really film my lunch because I actually went out with a friend and I just didn't want to bring out my camera. Like, I ain't ready for that step, okay? I'm not ready to go public with this. But anyways, for lunch I had just like a regular Caesar salad, and I kind of broke a vegan rule. I accidentally ate cheese and I totally forgot. Hee. But anyways, for dinner I had kind of like a bibimbap type of situation. I made more tofu stir fry, and then I had some cucumbers and rice, and then I made kind of like a gochujang, sesame oil, soy sauce concoction, and just mixed it all up.
Very good.
Last day, baby, and on the last day I wanted to go out with a bang, and I made some vegan tteokbokki. To be honest though, I'm pretty sure tteokbokki is like vegan anyways if you don't add fish cake and you don't make like the fish broth. But yeah, it was really good. I liked it. My family doesn't really like tteokbokki that much. And for those who aren't familiar, tteokbokki is basically those Korean spicy rice cakes. And if you're like super integrated in the mukbang community, you probably have seen this dish like a million bajillion times. But yeah, it's like sweet, it's spicy. I love rice cakes, like literally. If you've ever had like Chinese stir-fried rice cakes, oh my god, so good, so fire. Like, let me put you on that. It's delicious. It's like crack, seriously. But yeah, on my last day I had tteokbokki, and it was such a filling meal. I accidentally did like OMAD, aka 1 meal a day, because that shit was filling, okay? Because I added like mushrooms, I added rice cake, there was radish in there. I also didn't really measure anything, I just kind of played it by ear, and yeah, but I'll try to find a random recipe that will probably taste better than mine's, even though this was still pretty good.
So it has been a couple weeks after the vegan challenge, but I'd like to just share my thoughts about it and how I felt. I am back on eating meat again, but honestly, I think everyone should try the vegan challenge like at least once, not even for a week, just for a day, just to see how you feel, because honestly, I kind of liked it. I really did enjoy it. The only annoying part was just like finding alternatives and like cooking my own meals, but that's just like whatever. And the best thing though was when I was on the vegan challenge for 1 week, my digestion was immaculate. It was like the easiest poops of my life. My digestion had never been that efficient in a while, actually, because before the vegan challenge and even now, what I've noticed is that when my diet is more composed of like refined carbs like rice and then like meat, and or more meat than vegetables, like my toilet time's not that fun. Like I'd be sitting on the toilet for a long time and nothing will come out. So yeah, I honestly think like just incorporating more fibrous foods or fruits and vegetables in general really has helped me. So I've been a little bit more mindful about incorporating more plant-based foods in conjunction with the meat that I'm eating. So yeah, it definitely has kind of opened my eyes about how to fix some digestion problems that I've been having. So that's one really good thing. Another thing that I kind of like noticed, and it wasn't that big of a difference, but I am prone, very, very prone to food coma. Like anytime I eat, I don't care if it's a snack or a meal, anytime I eat food, I just get sleepy afterwards. Like I can literally knock out, and that's not a good thing. But what I've noticed on the vegan diet was I was kind of less prone to going into a food coma, and I consider that as a win, because I would rather not sleep right after a meal because I got shit to do. So yeah, that's another bonus to me. I mean, I still felt kind of sleepy. I just was like less prone to it, if that makes sense. I honestly do recommend people just try out the vegan challenge, like not even for a week, for a day, just to see how it goes, because it honestly is not that bad, because the food industry is wild. There are like so many like vegan options and alternatives, and vegan restaurants too, if you ever want to go out. I gotta say though, it's kind of hard when you go to like a regular restaurant and all you can really fucking order is a salad, and then like you gotta be that one person saying like, oh, I can't have, can you like take off the cheese on the salad, sorry. Like I just don't want to be that bitch, but I mean sometimes you gotta do that. And also it forced me to cook and be a little bit more creative with my recipes, which I really liked. And yeah, that's basically my afterthoughts. Like, even if I think this was a really good experience, and even though it didn't really convert me to full veganism, it definitely converted me to being a little bit more conscious about what I put in my body, because I did feel a difference digestion wise, and I guess internal health wise, my gut and like how I process foods. So I mean, that's a really good takeaway. That's what I thought about the vegan challenge. It was definitely fun. Like I honestly thought it was fun. Like just when I went to the store, just like looking at all the different options and what I could do, and like looking at recipes. Like when I made those vegan brownies, they kind of slapped, and I think I'm gonna be making them again. Like a lot of those recipes that I made during my vegan challenge, like I would 100% make them again. Like that vegan pad thai, the brownies, the tofu stir fry, like that sushi, like all of those foods I would definitely eat again. So honestly, I thought it was a win-win situation. It's just that sometimes cravings kick in and you want a nice steak or a nice piece of chicken. Like the biggest con for me was that I had to creatively find ways to get protein, because it's just so easy to get chicken. It's already high protein, and all you really need to do is like pan fry it, put it in the air fryer, and forget about it. Like that was the hardest part for me, because it's like, yeah, you could eat beans, yeah, you could eat tofu, but like beans make me gassy and tofu is not as satiating. So that's just one of those things that are a little bit tricky when it comes to veganism, and I know people are gonna harp on me about it, but that's just how I feel about the experience. But yeah, that's basically it. Try it out. I'm gonna link all the recipes that I used down below, and yeah, I really suggest it. Like, just try it for like not even a week, just like a day. I keep saying that, but it's really true. Just like, I think it's really fun to just try out, not necessarily try out different diets, but try out different lifestyles and different recipes, and who knows, like, it might be sustainable for you and you might end up really liking it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.